lady, learn that you may stand firm.
Well, hello, PCS. Hello. I come to tell you a story about the most extraordinary woman that Mr. Cho ever know. Mr. Cho come from China, from a town in a mountainous region called Yangchen. When I was very young boy, a strange foreign woman came to live right across the street from Mr. Cho. Back at this time, people in my region were very afraid of foreigners. In fact, we called them Lao Yang Kwe, which means white devil. Well, her name, Gladys Aylward. She, what you call a missionary here. Gladys, she most extraordinary woman that Mr. Cho ever know. I remember first time I see Gladys, she walked down the street. My mother and some other women, they pick up rock and they throw her at Gladys. They say, white devil, white devil. Gladys, she's so scared, she run back into her house. A few weeks later, Gladys, she come back out. She go to, for a walk and go to town square where many people gather. As the people gather, Gladys, she make her way through the crowd to the front. There she see a man kneeling on the ground. A soldier standing next to him. Gladys don't know what's happening, but when a soldier raised up his sword and chop off the man's head, this Chinese public execution. Many people in China they do things very different from where Gladys came from. Well, the man's head, it rolled right to where Gladys stands. She screamed so loud, she run back to her home. Thing very different in China for her. Well, after a few months, Gladys, she put big sign up in front of her home. The sign say, the Inn of 8 Happinesses. All the people on my street, we all laugh. No one go to Inn of White Devil Woman. Maybe she cast a spell on them. I don't know. Well, Gladys, she stand out in front of the inn every day, trying to get people to come in. You see, in my region, very rocky, mountainous region of China, only way to travel from town to town is by a mule train. A mule, only animal that can travel through the region pulling cart many times. So mule train maybe have 10, 20, 30 mules. The men that drive the mule, they call muleteer. Well, as the mule train travel from town to town, they need a place to stay each night. Gladys think maybe mule train stay at an inn. Every day she go out about evening time. I look out, I see her as a very young boy. She say, we have no fleas, we have no bugs. Good. Come. We all laugh on the street. We know nobody come to our inn. Every day she keep going out there. We have no bugs. We have no fleas. Good, good, good. Come. One day she go out when first mule train come in for evening. She go out and grab the first mule by the reins. The muleteer that was on the mule, he's so scared. White devil grabbed his mule. He jump off and run down the street. The rest of the muleteers on the train, they all jump off, run down the street. Who? Gladys, she take the first mule, she lead it to the courtyard of her inn. And all the rest of the mules follow the first mule. Gladys, she very smart woman. I don't know how she knew first mule come or mule come. Oh, after a little while, the muleteer, they must come back to get the mules. So I see them come back to the inn. I look across the street. I wonder if maybe white devil woman cast spell on muleteer. I don't see them come back up. You know, Gladys, she have a cook prepare good soup for the muleteer, so they stay. Well, I made my way across the street. There's a little boy. I look through the door. I see the muleteers all eating the soup. I see Gladys, she tell them stories. She must have known somehow that Chinese people, we love story. Old story, new story, any story. Chinese people, we love story. The Inn of Eight Happiness get reputation to have clean room, good food, and the best story. I go back as little boy every night to hear Gladys tell Bible story. She tells story about Jesus. He lived long time ago, did many miracles. Bad people kill him, but he raised himself from the dead 3 days later. Mr. Cho asked Gladys how I can be a follower of Jesus. She said anyone can follow Jesus. Young person, old person, Chinese person, any person follow Jesus. So Mr. Cho, he become Christian. I asked Gladys why she start an inn. Wow, Gladys, she say she know muleteers and mule train come from town to town to town. She think maybe if muleteer become Christian, then they take story of Jesus from town to town to town. Gladys, she very smart woman. Very smart. You know, I tell her one day, boy, Gladys, you so smart to think this idea. Gladys, she tell me she no very smart. She just have strong faith. Mr. Cho, he asked me what she mean she have strong faith. Oh. She told Mr. Cho that she from England and she have dream of coming to China. Oh, she go to Bible University to become a missionary. When she become a missionary, she no can do this because she failed out of her Bible school. You know, they tell Gladys she not smart enough to become a missionary. They tell her that she need to go back to become housemaid. That was her job. She housemaid in England. Gladys, she never give up on her dream to go to China. So she go back to be a housemaid, but she saved money each week to buy her own ticket to go to China. Well, after a few years of saving money, she saved enough money to go all the way across Europe, all the way across Russia, all the way across Siberia, all the way to China. She first missionary in history to take train all the way to China. Gladys, she would see many people become Christian in China. Gladys, she most extraordinary woman that Mr. Cho ever meet. I tell you another story that happened. One day, Mr. Cho over at Gladys Inn listening to Bible story, and Yang, the cook, he come through the door. He said, "Gladys, the governor coming." This very strange thing for the governor to come out of palace. Governor in my area almost never come out of palace before. Many people in my region never even seen governor. Yang asked Gladys, what you do, Gladys, to make governor angry? Gladys asked him what he mean. Yang said, "Governor coming here to the Inn of Eight Happinesses." Yang, he took one more look out the window, and then he take off through the back door, run down street. He's so scared. But Gladys, she don't know what to expect, so she go out in front of the inn. She looked down the street. She see long procession coming with governor, all his soldiers, spears, swords. The governor, he carried by 4 men on a big couch on poles like this. Curtain cover governor so nobody see him. At this time, many people gather around to see what happening. Why governor coming out of palace? Governor stopped right in front of Inn of Eight Happinesses. He opened curtain, step out. He looked Gladys. Gladys, she never met Chinese official before. She bowed once. She bowed twice. She bowed 3 times. She makes sure governor feel respected. In China, respect everything. Governor, he say, "Are you Gladys Aylward?" She said, "Yes, I am." Governor said the new law in China outlawing practice of female foot binding. He need foot inspector. Gladys, she happy about new law. Female foot binding, very bad practice in China. When girl very young, they bend her toes all the way to her heel, and then they wrap very tight. So as she grow, the foot be very small. Chinese man think small feet very beautiful, but Chinese woman many time very much crippled because of this old custom. Governor look at Gladys. He say, "I need a woman to be foot inspector." He said, improper for a man to look at woman's feet in China. He said, Chinese women, they have hard time traveling from town to town to town to be foot inspector and make sure no one break law. He look at Gladys' feet. He see she have biggest feet in all districts, maybe all China. Governor look at Gladys, say, you will be my new foot inspector. Gladys, she don't know what to say. Before she even think, she just say, I know foot inspector. I am missionary. The crowd that all gather around, they gasp. They never believe anyone talk back to governor. Such disrespect never seen before in this region. Governor right-hand soldier go to start draw the sword out. Governor said, no. Gladys, she tell governor if she become foot inspector, she travel from town to town, she would try to make people Christian like her. She will tell them story of Jesus. She try her best to make them his follower. Crowd could not believe that Gladys say this to governor. Soldier once again draw his sword. Governor said, no, let me think. Finally, governor say, number one priority, stop female foot binding in region. He said, as for religion, he no care. If everyone in region become Christian, then maybe they have big feet like Gladys. He okay with it. The governor, he get back in his couch. Four people raise him on the shoulders. He go back to palace. Gladys, she's so happy. This job pay good wage. And then she can go from town to town to town, tell them story about Jesus. Gladys, she most extraordinary woman Mr. Cho ever know. Well, I tell you another story about this. This not last time Gladys meet with the governor. One day, governor summoned Gladys to the palace. He have a prison warden with him, the head of the prison in Yangcheng. Governor tell him that riot broke out in the prison and prisoner in there killing each other. The prison guards, they so scared, they run out of prison. Prison warden here, Gladys, have the spirit of living God in her. He think maybe Gladys go to prison, she no get killed because God inside her. Gladys, she tried to explain to prison warden and governor that Christian still get killed, but they no listen. What could Gladys do? So she go to the prison. As Gladys come to prison, she see the guards all standing outside the prison. She hear screams of men inside the prison. Some blood-curdling screams, some screams of agony of the men dying inside. But Gladys, she is so scared, she just froze. Legs not even move, she's so scared. Gladys, she just housemaid. She innkeeper. she foot inspector. Gladys, she no warrior. Then Gladys remember Old Testament verse. Have I not commanded you to be strong and courageous? She prayed for a minute. Lord, give me strength. Give me courage. She looked at prison guards. They're so scared. They look at her. She tell them, open gate. She go in gate very quickly. They shut gate behind her. Gladys, she walked down a long, dark tunnel to get to the courtyard of where the prisoners stay. As she walked down the tunnel, she still hears screams. Man, she hear the clanging of sound like sword. As she stepped into the light of the courtyard, it looked like a wall. She see blood splattered all over the walls. She see dead bodies lying on the ground, the floor of the courtyard. She see one man with long machete chasing other men around the courtyard. She see this group of men running, and one of the men came over. He hid right behind Gladys. The man with the machete, he looked at Gladys. He started to come towards her. Before Gladys even think about what she doing, she yelled at him, "Stop! Give me that machete!" The man go to swing, and it like force on him. He won't be able to move. He dropped the machete, make big clanging noise. Everyone in prison hear the noise. Gladys, she said, "Everyone line up in front of me." By God, miracle, they all line up in front of her. Gladys see the men, they have open, oozing sores on their skin all over her body. They're so thin, they look like a scarecrow. The clothes they wear look like rags. Gladys, she see, man, she think, no wonder why they riot. They've been robbed of all the human dignity. Gladys says she come from governor. She want to know what problem is. She tried to fix problem. A man named Feng come forward. Feng tell her that men, they sit around all day. They have nothing to do. Some of the men starve because the family no bring food to them. When it get cold in wintertime, many men die of the cold. No clothes. Gladys, she knows she must do something. She tell the men, clean up prison, pile bodies in one place, pile knives and machete in another place. After an hour or so, the prison warden come back in. He see the riot stop. He thanked Gladys for what she do. He said, "You may go now." Gladys, she about ready to leave, but she turned around. She said, "No, I no go. These men, they need food. They need clothing. They need jobs to do." You know, the next few weeks, Gladys will come back to the prison. She will teach them how to plant gardens for food. She will teach them how to spin yarn into clothing. She will teach them about basic hygiene. Most important, she teach them Bible story. She tell them about Jesus. they would give her the name Awe De, which mean the virtuous one. Oh, Gladys, she most extraordinary woman. Yeah, Mr. Cho ever know. Mr. Cho, old man now. Oh, I'll tell you one more story. Something happened Gladys that changed the rest of her life forever as she lived in China. One day, Gladys walking down street, she see little girl just wearing rags for clothes. She see girl look sick, her stomach just poke out like she's starving. The woman next to little girl looked like mother. Gladys say, "This child's sick, need care." The woman, she look at Gladys. She say, "I don't need her. I don't want her. I sell her to you $2." Gladys, she horrified by this. She tell the woman, "I know buy children. This is wrong." The woman look at Gladys very shrewdly. She say, "Okay, I make deal $1 for you." Gladys, she don't know what to do. She know if she leave child with the woman, child will be dead in 1 week. Gladys, she reach in her pocket. She only have 3 small coins. She give them to woman, say, "I only have 3 coins." Woman look at them, say, "Deal." She give her child. This would start Gladys on a path to take more and more children. She would become the first woman in China to become a Chinese citizen so that she could adopt more children to her orphanage. She eventually had 94 children in her orphanage there. When war break out with Japan, I think you call this World War II. Many children become orphans because Japanese attack, kill parents. Gladys take in these children. Gladys one day find out that she a wanted woman. Japanese soldier no like foreign missionary. They put bounty on Gladys' head. She the most wanted woman in all of her area of China. Gladys know that if she don't go, the Japanese find her and they kill all of her orphans in there. So she take trip across the mountain, 3-week trip, over 100-mile journey. This would be the hardest thing that Gladys ever do. By the end of the 3-week journey, she have fever, she have typhoid, she have pneumonia, she have malnutrition. She gets so sick, Gladys would never fully recover from this. But by a miracle of God, all 94 of her children made it safely to the city across the mountains. Gladys, she most extraordinary woman Mr. Cho ever meet. When Gladys would see the governor of her town, Yang Chen, become a Christian, she would become so famous that the Queen of England would want to meet Gladys. She met Queen Elizabeth. When Gladys died, over 1,000 Chinese people come to her funeral because of her great love for China and because, more importantly, because of her great love for Jesus. Gladys, most extraordinary woman Mr. Cho ever know. She just ordinary housemaid from England. But God used her to do extraordinary things. Many people come to know Jesus because of Gladys. I come here today to tell you her story, and I wonder if there are any more ordinary people here, just like Gladys, who will go in the power of Jesus and see a place transformed in His name. I see that long ago in China. I wonder, anybody here be next? Mr. Cho, very old man. He is tired. He need to go now. See you later, busy.
I believe that the seed of what happened there started a way back, 30 odd years before, when young people out on the street saw a little girl coming along, and they said, "Would you like to come to a meeting?" And they hauled in Gladys Aylward. And Gladys Aylward found herself sitting in a church, place she said she'd never go in. And in the church she found Jesus Christ. The years had gone, and the fish were caught. They were made into Christ's disciples because, you see, He gives you power. He says, "The power of heaven is mine, and I give it to you. The power of earth's mine, I also give that to you." Would you go back to your home, back to your church, back to that fellowship group, back to that job that you're not very fond of, really, but well, it's where God has put you, or somewhere where God is going to ask you to go tonight? You know, when I went to China, I had never seen a Chinese person. I didn't even know where China was. To me, it was just a black dot on the map somewhere. And I'm afraid I had a terrific shock when I got there to find how large it was. I only knew that little green island of England, and now before me stretched that great